What is up, YouTube, fellow gunners? Welcome back to Air Power, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see today, we're out in the shop, shed. Not really a shop when it's a 8x10, but it's my shop. Anyway, as you can see, we have the Yong Heng air compressor here today with us. By request from one of you guys, you wanted to see this because this guy's using hand pumps, which is okay, like if your power goes out and you don't have a generator or gas goes up to $5 to $6 a gallon. Now that the pipeline's signed, we ain't gonna get on into all that. Anyway, we're gonna go over the Yong Heng compressor once again. We're gonna fill the flash. We're gonna be taking the flash out with the FX slugs and the H&M barracudas today. Try to see how the accuracy goes on them. But anyway, this subscriber has been using hand pumps. He said he's gone through, I think he told me like 20 to 40 hand pumps. And yeah, but those hand pumps, they will wear you out. They will fill the rifle. But if you don't give them things time to rest, like 40 pumps, give it time to rest, cool off 5 to 10 minutes, come back another 40 pumps, let it cool off again. Them hand pumps get really hot. From what I've seen and from what I've noticed, they get really hot, and they're okay to use, like I said, if you don't have electricity. But we'll be going over to Yong Heng today, and I hope everything's good and in frame. From what I can see, it looks okay. And this is the Yong Heng compressor. It is water cooled, so you have to run the pump on it here. It has like an aquarium pump. I took that little there was a shutter here, and it just seemed like it'd get more air with that shutter gone, so I broke that thing out of there. You can buy these like fish pumps from your local box stores or even a pet store possibly. It plugs on. From what I've seen, it does not matter which one of these ports, either the return or the inlet water port. From what I've seen, another YouTuber actually uses the top port to pump his water in. I just use the bottom one like the instructions requested I do. And this one is your out. This is a water bucket. I have 5-gallon water bucket. It is filled. It is only filled like 3/4 of the way, because the flash really fills pretty quick. And you go ahead and plug that in, because this pump also gets hot. The water helps cool it. You want to make sure your water's flowing. Sure y'all can hear that. Hopefully you can see it on the camera. Make sure your water's flowing in there. Make sure your temperature's okay. Now, when you get this particular pump, you have to fill oil on it. It shows you the oil level where you have to fill it. On here is a red dot, actually on this little picture, and it shows you fill right over the top of it. And I use the purple Sin Film Recip 100. This is reciprocating air compressor oil. This was not in any of my local stores. I had actually ordered this online, and I've had this compressor about, I want to say about 4 months at least. I actually bought the compressor before I purchased any PCP air rifles, because I wanted to go ahead and have a way to fill once I received the rifle. And I've never changed the oil for the 4 months I've had it. I've filled the flash, I've filled the carnivore, and I've filled the bully. And I've filled that flash several times, and I mean, this thing's still running strong. And this whip comes on it, and it's very short. As you can see, you don't have much room. You have to really work close to this thing. So I have an extra whip to extend that out with my hot sun field probe. and the BSSP adapter. That black thing right there has the nylon washer in it. And those are basically for all hot sun guns. Don't look very focused. Anyway, that gives me an extra room to go ahead and reach out and fill my rifle away from this thing. This thing is very loud. We'll go on how I operate in a minute. What I've never done since I've owned this is check the filter inside of this cartridge. We're just going to go ahead and do that today, take a look at it, and then we're going to... the Yong Heng comes with all these O-rings, and there's also a burst disc in here for if you accidentally build this thing up too much pressure. Behind this, there's a silver plug right here. Not silver, that's gold. Let me get my colors right. And that little burst disc should burst, and you should hear a loud pop if you over compress this thing and it actually gets too much pressure on it. And you'll just have to replace that burst disc in there. But I just recommend you be careful and watch your gauges. So we're going to go ahead and try to get this filter out of here and just take a look at it. It might be fine. I don't know. I've never taken it out. It looks good from here. It actually has a little yellowing on this side. And on this side it has a big black dirty mark. So we're going to go ahead and replace this filter with a new one that they come with 5 of them. There's a O-ring in there too. Actually, several. We're going to go ahead and take one of these out. Now these are not condensing filters, so they will not filter out very much water at all. So I haven't had a problem, and I hadn't purchased a filter that will filter out water. So I really hadn't had a problem. I just use it like it is. But that's up to you totally. If you want to take the extra precaution, get a condensing filter or water filter or whatever you want to call it. And then I just add my whip on to this quick connect. And there I have all this extra room to go ahead and use the Yong Heng compressor. Now I'm going to bring you guys a little closer so I can go ahead and show the operations of this. Because it has to be done right. Is that a little too close? Okay, on this side of the compressor you have this knob. This goes ahead and this is your low input output knob. So as soon as you plug your gun up here, let me move my coffee, get my filters out of the way. Oh yeah, this will not be on here. Let's scoot you back a little bit. I think you're a little too close. This will not be on here. This little filter or whatever this is. It'll have this plug in it. You'll have to remove that and pour your oil in here to desired fill level where it actually shows you oil level. And just save your plug or whatever. I've been saving mine in case I ever want to store it or something like that. Now, we're going to go ahead and fill the flash. Okay, back to the valves. You got to close this. Once you plug your gun up, so we have the flash here today. It is in the yellow, if you can see it. And there is the fill porthole. There was a rubber plug in here when I first got the rifle, and it was really difficult to get out. So I just leave that out. You know, just kind of blow whatever dust, whatever might be in there. Now you don't have to line this little hole up directly with that because I mean it just somehow does, it feels it. And you're going to want to watch this gauge when you fill the rifle. When it gets up to, this one fills 200 bar. When it gets up to there, I'll show you what to do. Give me a minute. I'm knocking stuff over here. Alright, so when you start this compressor, this is going to be really loud, so I'm going to explain it first. When you start the compressor, you turn this knob here and close it. And then the compressor will start building up pressure. But I mean, you don't have to wait for it to build up pressure. As soon as you close this, you can come to this side. This is your high side. And you'll close it off. And then your rifle will start filling. And you want to watch the gauge on the rifle. When it gets to the green, to the end of the green, to the red, and this one's 200 bar. Like I said, you want to open this high side as far as you can get it out, because the vibration will start turning this thing. You can take it all the way out if you prefer to. I don't. I just screw it out as far as I can. Then you want to come over to your low side. Go ahead and release the pressure off of the compressor. Then you can turn your compressor off. Now, like I said, there's a temperature gauge on here. When I fill the bullet, it gets up to like 70 to 80 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but you know, that's pretty good. It's normal. It fills the bullet. I believe it's 250 bar, which is, I don't know, 35 to 36 PSI. Anyway, let's go ahead and turn this compressor on. Close the low side. Open this high side. Open the low side and relieve the pressure off the compressor. Go ahead and turn it off. You can unplug your rifle now that you've released the pressure off of it. This one actually releases the pressure off the rifle. This one releases it off the compressor. And we are at 200 bar to get you there. So the rifle is ready to go. And you leave your water pump running. Let me get you up here. If your water pump running, there's your temperature. That's not hot at all. Filling the flash, like I said, don't take long. Just leave water pump running. I let it get down to 20, 19 degrees, something like that, before I go ahead and unplug the water pump there. And there's your Yong Heng air compressor. Very nice. I've had no problems with it. It works very well for me. And that is how you fill your rifle with the Yong Heng. We're at 20 now, so I'll go ahead and unplug my water pump. So we're going to go on and get the flash out on the 50-yard range. Test out these new slugs and these new H&N barracudas. Okay, here we are at the bench with the flash. I'm bagging this rifle because the bipod is still on the bullet. Here's our two mags. One with the FX, one with the barracudas. Barracuda long range hunting, 30.86 grain pellets. And the FX hybrid slugs here, 26 grain, even. This 25 caliber. Now, I'm gonna have to take this camera downrange to the target. We're at 50 yards. I know we got the camera from Maccabee, sponsored us and sent us that care package, but I'm having trouble finding the cable to go ahead and plug into my laptop to download the content and edit it. I'm gonna have to find a cable that will actually work on that camera and plug into the laptop. So until I get that figured out, you guys are still stuck with this one camera situation. But thank you, Maccabee. That camera's awesome. It will be put to use as soon as I get everything in order for it. So let's go ahead and take you guys down there and start this. I went ahead and got us halfway in between there. I went ahead and just started us recording us again. As you can see, my target is patched up to where I've already shot. Now this, the flash is kind of zeroed in at 100 yards where I've had it out, and I've not shot it again to bring it back to 50. So the first few shots are going to be wherever they land. I'm going to go ahead and aim bullseye like I always do, and we'll see where they group at. I'm going with the H&M barracudas first. I'm going to go ahead and shoot 5-shot group, see how they group. Then I'm going to turn around and load the FX slugs in, 5-shot groups of those. Now I'm going to have to see where they're going on my mill dots. I'm going to go ahead and aim center of, go ahead and use the center, center of the crosshairs on the Bushnell scope. Like I said, I'm going to aim dead bullseye. The scope is zeroed for 100 yards. At that 100 yards, it was dropping low if you watched that video. So it shouldn't be too far off, but we'll see. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot both groups, so it won't be I walk up here, walk back, shoot the other. We'll go ahead and shoot birth. I'm not gonna shoot birth. We'll shoot both, and here at the comedy channel, we'll see how they work. It looks like you can see pretty good. Actually, if you could tell, we have the weather says a 20-mile-an-hour wind. It feels more like we're probably at 10 miles an hour, maybe 20 miles an hour later today. But actually, they shot high because it is zeroed in for 100 yards. We have 150 bar left on the rifle. Now, I don't know which ones were which because my crosshair were kind of in the way of me seeing what went where, but I think the H&N started grouping up here. I think one of the H&N barracudas kind of flew on me and was a flyer. I think it was this one. So that was, we got 1 here, 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did shoot 5 out of both groups. So one of these is probably the slugs. So 4 of the H&N grouped over here. I know this was H&N, this was H&N. So I probably had 2 right here. And there's probably 1 slug here, 1 slug here. I mean, that's all right, group. For those, the JSBs do a lot better, actually. So now I know where it's hitting. I'm gonna put a few clicks down on the top of the rifle, and I'm gonna load up the JSB at 33 grains, and we'll see how they compare grouping to these two ammunitions. And I remember jogging past today, these are lined, but and they're dirty, a little dirty. This is not the fashion channel. So, all right, I'm gonna load those JSBs up and then we'll continue recording. Okay, we have the Exact King Heavies from JSB. They are 33.95 grains, as you can see. I took the liberty to go ahead and load the mag up with them and move you guys a little bit closer to the target. Now, the air pressure on the rifle is down to 150 bar, so these will not be shooting it with the same air pressure as the other 2 ammos that we've went ahead and shot a group with. We go on back 50 yards and go ahead and send these JSBs. I sent 6 because I just love pulling the trigger on that rifle. Have hit 1 hit, 2, 3, 4, and it went low. I don't know where 5 and 6 went. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know where 6 went. Hopefully you caught it on camera where number 6 went. You can see the air dropped really low in a rifle. So this shot dropped really low. And that's at 50 yards. So Outdoor Joe, I'm gonna get to your 27-yard challenge. Try and get a hole in a hole with 5 shots. A little later, it's chilly out here and these old bones are about ready to wrap it up for today. So that's it on the flash at 50 yards. Pretty good accuracy. Like I said, the air dropped off. I get about, that's 16 shots. I have not checked the air compressor before, the gauge on the gun before I came to see what the air was at, which I should have did. We'll go back down there and look at that right now. But there's your groups. If you want to take a closer look here, there's your H&N Hornets were basically, not H&N Hornets, Lord. H&N Barracudas were basically in here, except for I believe one dropped over here. I think that's it. Y'all probably seen all that on camera, hopefully. And these are where the slugs started grouping. 3 shots here, and I believe 2 are over here. So right now, what I'm seeing is the H&N Barracudas did okay. They did about the same as JSBs, but the JSBs, we did shoot those on 150 bar field. We didn't do it with a full charge on it. There we are. We're at like 115, 112, 115 bar. It's almost in the yellow. So if I shoot another 5 shots, it will be at the 100 bar where I usually fill my rifles from. I try not to take them no lower than that. So that's where we are. The flash, it's usually a lot more accurate than it just shot. I don't know if this temperature's having anything to do with it, me taking it from the heat to out in the cold, because it is warm in the shed. I did have the heat on. So, well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to spin you around, let you look down range from our 50 yard, and we're going to go ahead and end the video there. I have a lot of stuff to do today. Outdoor Joe will get your 27-yard challenge as soon as I get them. There's a Gamo rocket right there. As soon as I get the time, Outdoor Joe will do that challenge with the flash, and I'm out. Have a wonderful day.